Thanks for tuning in to watch The Ordinary Filmmaker once again. We've got a couple of news items today. We've got an update on the Canon EOS R3 based on EXIF data, and we have an announcement from Sony, a new APS-C camera, the ZV-E10. All right, now before I get into today's news, just to warn you that I'm under a thunderstorm advisory, and I've already heard some rumbling just as I pressed record, so hopefully I can continue filming this whole thing before I have to shift inside. All right, now let's get to our first news item. The Canon EOS R3, yesterday, according to Canon rumors, was supposed to have confirmed that it's going to have 24 megapixels, or it would be on or around 24 megapixels. Sorry to interrupt myself once again, but please like and subscribe. It helps support this channel. The more likes I get, well, the better I feel. And of course, the more likes and subscribes that YouTube sees, the more it recommends my videos and helps this channel grow. And now, back to our regular scheduled video. We now have confirmation through EXIF data that images are going to be 6,000 by 4,000 pixels, and that puts it at 24 megapixels. Unless somebody's faking data here, the Canon EOS R3 is going to have a 24 megapixel full frame back illuminated sensor. And that's pretty much in keeping with what we were expecting over the last couple of days and weeks. Let's take a quick revisit at all the specifications that the Canon EOS R3 is going to have. Now, in terms of photos, it's going to be 30 frames per second. That's with auto exposure, auto focus. Almost forgot that for a minute there. It's going to have RAW capabilities. It's going to have the ability to, I think EV is -7 EV. Let me just take a look here. Autofocus is down to -7 EV. It's going to have that flippy screen, or that variably articulating flip screen that we've come to know with the Canon R system, same with the R5. And it's going to have an improved autofocus system, and Canon says it's going to be able to shoot motorsports, so that's motorcycles, that's cars when racing, and up to 30 frames per second. Now, the only question about 30 frames per second is if we slap on the EF to RF adapter, are we still going to be able to get that 30 frames per second? We don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see. It is going to have a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi on it. It's going to have dual cards. I was going to say dual CF Express card. It's going to have a single CF Express card and a UHS 2 card. And it's going to have a multi-controller and smart controller. Now, when it comes to the video, it's going to top out at 4K, but that's going to be oversampled 4K. We just don't know to what level it's going to be. Now, based on being a 24 megapixel camera, we can pretty much assume what that's going to be. And the 4K video, it's also going to be RAW. Now, I don't know if this is going to be as sharp as the Canon R5, but with the larger body and with all the feedback that Canon got last year, I'm pretty sure that it's going to produce recording without overheating. But that 30-minute record limit, do you think that's going to be gone? Let me know in the comment section down below. Personally, I'm not holding my breath. All right, so what have I missed here? IBIS, so yeah, same as the R5, 8 stops of stabilization, 5 in body, and the rest comes with lens stabilization. If you don't have a lens with image stabilization, well, then you're just going to get 5 stops. Yeah, covered that. Same LPE19 battery. And of course, it's going to have the weather sealing, same weather sealing that is found in the 1D series. So let me know. Are you interested in the R3? If you are, I will have links for purchasing the R3 in the comment section down below. Right now, all you can do is just request a notification from B&H. Okay. It's now time to look at Sony. Now, I mentioned yesterday that Sony's going to be releasing the ZV-E10. And this is kind of a follow-up to, you remember the ZV-1 that was released? I think it was last year or the year before. Now, the ZV-E1 was a terrific camera. It's a great vlogging camera. No matter how you position it, no matter how you are outside, if you're just shooting yourself, if you're shooting other people, it will auto-expose based on the focus point, and it does really well if you're going from a shady area to a bright sunny area. And all the functions, all the buttons on this camera are designed for beginners, somebody who doesn't really want to, well, like me with the R5, spend 6 months to a year really honing your skills, and you want a camera where you can just press the button and it works. For example, that defocus button. You press that and it'll automatically defocus the background. No having to figure out what f-stop I need and all that kind of stuff to defocus the background, although it does create some weird effects again. I think this is a great camera for beginners. And it does have an APS-C sensor. This camera is essentially the guts of an A6100. It's going to have the same sensor. It's going to have that same low light performance. It's going to perform quite well. It's going to have a flippy touchscreen, but here's the thing. Once you bring up that menu system, the touchscreen doesn't work. You can't adjust things with, I mean, how insane is that? Or should I say inane or asinine, I think would be a better word. And one thing I talked about yesterday I thought would be just one way to cripple this camera is to provide the old Sony system. They did. Now, the Sony A7S III was released last year, almost a year to this date. And it had the new menu system. They've known about this they've had this new menu system in the wild for over a year now, and of course they've been working on it before then. Why can't this camera have the new menu system? And to have a touch screen where you can't control the menu system, I think it's just silly. It really is silly. Now granted, a lot of times with the R5, I will use the buttons on the back of the camera to navigate with different settings. But still, you've got a touch screen. Anybody who's buying this camera has seen, heard, or probably owns an iPhone or a Samsung, and they're used to touch screens. Not giving this a touch screen in an entry level, not giving it a touch screen that works with the menu system, to me is just absolutely bonkers. Sony makes great cameras. They really do. I'm going to, let's see, it's starting to rain again, so let me put this here. I think I'm down to a couple of minutes. I do have a tarp up head, and I do have the lights more or less protected, but with enough rain, stuff is going to come down. So if a light fades out, you'll know why. It just got shorted because these are getting a little bit wet. So taking a look again at the menu system and the touch screen, you're going to have a touch screen. It should work with the menu system. And what I was about to say is Sony makes really great cameras. I really do wish I had the A7S III or even the A7C as my channel camera, because I think the way it does the auto exposure, the way it's targeted to vloggers and YouTube operators, not as the primary use case, not with the A7S III, definitely with the ZV series. I just love what Sony does, and look, they've given us all the color profiles. You've got S-Log 2 and 3, you've got HLG, you've got the Cine modes. Okay, I get it only has a single card slot. Not a big deal, not at this level. But seriously, Sony, the old menu system, are you crazy? I mean, this is like Canon giving us that 30-minute record limit. I keep hounding Canon time in, every day, just like it's stupid, a 30-minute record limit. Joke's over. Joke's over. And Sony, this old menu system, we call it the old menu system because the new menu system has been out for a while. Seriously, people have to spend more money so that they can easily navigate settings in a camera? I mean, WTF, come on. Have you licensed the Cripple Hammer from Canon? This is an entry-level camera. It's designed for people who don't want to have to fiddle with settings, who don't want to take a year to get to know their camera to produce decent video. And other than this one item that I'm picking on, it's a terrific camera from everything I've seen. DP Review just did a video on it, and Chris and Jordan, they really like this, and I do too. And I think it's priced right too. It's $699 for the body alone. With a 16-50 kit lens, add another $100 at $799. I think it's a terrific lens. But yeah, I'm at a loss. I don't know. Well, it's starting to rain really hard here, so I think it's time to sign off. Thank you so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. If you are interested in either of these cameras, please use my links down below to B&H or Amazon, because I get 2% back from every purchase, which I use to invest back in the channel. And I still want to get that Sony A7S III, so please use my affiliate links down below. But again, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.